What's up? I can barely see myself because I have this position. I'm in my bathroom. And I don't know if I like my intro. I might get rid of it. And I'm thinking I might do 2 or 3 videos a month. Starting out at least. I think that's just kind of a better pace for me. And I think it was putting pressure on myself as to the editing. And I might not add the frilly stuff. But what I'm gonna do is talk about the one actual time I got high, and I don't want to do that again. That ain't for me, you know. If that's for y'all, who am I to judge? I just know that I don't want to overdose on a brownie because I really thought that was gonna happen. I had a whole brownie though, so probably before I tell that story, getting to the point where I'm actually experimenting and trying something like that. 10 years ago, you wouldn't have even been able to convince me of that. 10 years ago, you couldn't even convince me to smoke a joint. I still don't want to do any of those things. I had a joint and it didn't do anything but burn my eyes. And then they were like, oh, you high. And I was like, I don't like it. I'm already blind, okay? I already need to see. I wear contacts, I wear glasses. I don't wear them at the same time, but I wear them, right? I'm driving down the street, my eyes are burning and sizzling and stinging, and I'm supposed to consider that a high. I don't want that as my high. I can do without the weed. I will watch movies about people being weed. I am that annoying person that will watch you get high for my own entertainment because I probably can't ever get there. Growing up super Christian, I still consider myself such, with less boundaries because I know where my boundaries are and what I need. But, you know, give it traditional church boundaries, you ain't supposed to do nothing. But that whole Bible verse about live more abundantly, just, yeah, it's so much juxtaposition, so much, yeah, you can live freely, but not like that. I don't know. I don't know if there's a real textbook way to live. Just don't hurt other people. I don't know if, and I think as far as drug intake, I'm not for it per se. Definitely not for it if it's going to hurt other people or other animals or other things. The environment. Just, you know, bow out. But as far as me getting high and that whole brownie I had at the end of July. So yeah, I had a birthday. It's July 25th. Next July 25th, I hope you cash at me. I was bored. I had like 6 days off from work, which turned out to be about 9 days off from work. Because I was supposed to be in Hawaii for my birthday, but pandemic. So that didn't go so hot. I ended up talking to my friend about it around the day after my birthday about these brownies that she made. Well, because she's my friend, I want to try my friend's food. I want to try their things. So I had, you know, she said it messed her up. I think she ate like 2 of them or 3 of them, or half of the pie that she made. She was high for like 2 days, 3 days. So naturally, I'm like, I want to try it. Not like that, but I wanted to see if something would happen because nothing ever happens. And really just because it was my friend's story. So I think she hit me up a couple of days later. Or I hit her up, and she's like, I have one for you. So I stopped by and picked it up. She told me, I think she told me not to eat the whole thing. I started biting on it while I was driving home on the highway. It had this strange sensation in my mouth. Didn't like it, but I did. But I didn't feel high. Nothing happened to me while I was on the highway. And I think I didn't have enough food at home. I think it was time to go grocery shopping. I should have waited. Because I spent 6 days in the house just eating. No, about 4 days at this time. It was a thing where I was like, well, let me try it before I go back to work. So I went and got it that night, and that's when I decided I was going to try some. And I just kept nibbling on it. And I was like, it'll be fine if I eat the whole brownie. It's a really small brownie. I was working on some music, and I literally went, oh, Lord, oh. Then I realized that I was high. And it was not like I thought it was going to be. Everything was kicking off. Everything was on one. And then there was a moment where I felt like I was in the upside down, right? So I'm literally like, I know I'm walking in my apartment, but I was walking in my apartment, but everything felt like this. I was in my kitchen, and I literally was like this, and then I slowly turned right back, right? So I slowly turned right back, and as I was turning right back, I went into the giggles because I was in a euphoric state, like, oh, everything's starting to feel like normal. I felt like I was in the upside down or some reverse version of my apartment. I could not figure out where I was, but I knew I was in my apartment. Then this thing started happening where the previous 5 minutes felt like a dream, and I wasn't sure it actually happened. So I would check certain things, like, did I leave this over here? And then I'd go back and find that I left this over here. I sent a tweet, and it was 5 minutes later, and I was like, did I really send that tweet? I went and took a shower, and I couldn't find a wash towel that I knew I pulled out of my closet. I was like, I don't know if anything is real. And then I looked on the sink, and there was the towel that I pulled out of the closet. So I was like, okay, things are real. I played some music. I started like crying to God about being high and sorry I hadn't talked to God in such a long time. And it takes me getting high to even really feel like I could talk to him. It was like, then I called my friend once it had first hit, and my concern was whether I was gonna OD. If I was ODing. And considering that she ate like 5 brownies herself a few weeks prior and survived. But everything I was experiencing, I wanted it to stop. It felt like it was lined up on top of itself, and everything was a lens. And through these lenses, I was seeing or experiencing upwards 20, upwards 30 different states of consciousness. And then it would switch to another set of 20 states of consciousness. And it would happen every 5 seconds. And then there was this sensation. I felt like somebody put their finger down I felt like somebody had gotten my brain, and I could feel a finger rubbing down the middle of the hemispheres. Say no to drugs, y'all. But really, everything felt like I was experiencing so much at once. it was more than a buzz. It was a chainsaw that I was touching, and my entire body was shaking, but I wasn't being split apart by the chainsaw. And every moment connected to the next moment. I saw a phoenix or something in my mind, where every wing had a blade that was connected to another blade, of just all the atoms were just very palpable. I don't recommend it. My brother said he wanted to try that, and I was just like, that? I had a whole brownie. He was like, I want one. No. 0 out of 10 recommended. I had a slight hangover the next day. It was more like a grogginess, no headache, just lethargic. I won't be doing it again. That was probably a fraction of what a weed high actually does. And I felt like Smokey in the chicken coop. So that's my story about getting high. You will not be catching me snorting cocaine. I'm already high strung. I don't need none of those things. I also think cocaine is not to the benefit of those around me, because I might break things. You know, I don't want to be amplified that way. I'm good, y'all. I'm good. Pro tip, and thanks to my friend that got me high, I had some CBD oil, and I took some of that, and I don't know if it made a difference. I was able to go to sleep. I was home alone, and my brother was like, you shouldn't have been home alone. I don't want nobody to see me like that. Can't even take that and meditate. I'd rather meditate in silence. My whole brain wasn't silent. It was so hard to go to sleep because my brain was so keyed up. Don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, I'll have something else next time. It'll be important though. So it'll be one of 2 or 3 videos for October. Thanks for checking out my video again. And I hope you guys subscribe. You can leave whatever comments you want about weed brownies.